You know, we have roots that go all the way back to Joseph Crackstone.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the creepiest and kookiest, mysterious and spookiest, altogether ookiest facts and stories from the set of Netflix's Wednesday. Number 20. Jenna Ortega becomes a producer. From what we've heard, the Wednesday set has always been a collaborative space. Well, Ortega took that on in a more official role when she was offered a seat at the producer's table ahead of season 2.
I feel really lucky and fortunate to be coming on as a producer this time around, and I think it's because I was going to piggyback off of what you're saying in terms of I feel like any of the best teams or environments I've been on set have been people who are very collaborative and wanted to hear different opinions.
For Ortega, the all-hands-in approach was a dream and something she champions greatly. Having been on the scene since childhood, she's been no stranger to hearing voices shut out of conversations just because they didn't have the right job title or status.
I've had experiences on television where I felt like my voice wasn't heard, that I was meant to be a puppet, that I didn't really get to say. I've been told on sets, you wouldn't know because, you're not a writer, or just shut up and do your job.
Yep. However, Tim Burton always kept her in the loop, helping her shape Wednesday into something that felt just right. And we have no doubt she'll keep being that sounding board for everyone else this time around.
Pulled me in his trailer one day and said that he wanted to be a soundboard for my voice. So every day, me, him, the writers, we would get together in the morning and go through sides.
Number 19. A cut above for character commitment. As we'll see later on, Ortega went above and beyond to shape the Wednesday that captured all our hearts.
They've been looking for any excuse to send me here. It's all a part of their nefarious yet completely obvious plan.
What plan?
To turn me into a version of themselves.
However, before all that, she had to find the look. As Ortega recalled during a hair and makeup test, she tried all sorts of styles, from varying types of braids to silver strands. At one point, the hairstylist brought in a clip-on fringe. Burton was intrigued, but Ortega felt it wasn't quite right, so instead she suggested they just cut her hair into bangs.
We just tried all different variations, and at some point the hairdresser that we were working with, Paul, he brought out a clip of fringe. There was something about it that Tim really enjoyed, but something about it that was a bit off. So I told the hairdresser, I said, hey, maybe just cut my actual hair.
If she hated it, there was time to grow it out, right? Well, it worked and it stuck. Fred Armisen showed similar sheer dedication, shaving his head to play Uncle Fester.
I mean, I shaved my head for it. So
that's
that
dedication.
Part I didn't...
Number 18. Wednesday's uniform was hand-painted. What does one do when their school uniform is an almost color-shifting purple, but they're, quote, allergic to color? Well, get your own custom-made black and gray version, of course.
What happens to you?
I break out into hives and then the flesh peels off my bones.
Luckily, we've special ordered you a uniform.
Only, costume designer Colleen Atwood didn't love the look of what was readily available, so instead, she had the uniform handcrafted. They actually drew and painted the stripe pattern by hand, then used a method called silk screening, which is basically pressing paint through a stencil to apply the design to the fabric.
I couldn't find a stripe that I liked that was gray and black. I had this idea of silk screening the stripes on fabric so I could get a stripe that wasn't just a hard black and gray stripe, but that could be graded on the two sides and not a regular stripe.
The result was a softer, more matte finish, and a look that was totally unique and unmistakably Wednesday.
Look at you, my little death trap. Seeing you in this uniform brings back so many terrible memories, doesn't it, Tish?
Yes.
Number 17. The Man Behind the Monster. Season 1 introduced us to the terrifying Hyde, a large, monstrous creature inspired by Jekyll and Hyde.
Faulkner describes Hydes as artists by nature, but equally vindictive in temperament. Born of mutation, the Hyde lays dormant until unleashed by a traumatic event or unlocked through chemical inducement or hypnosis.
The creature becomes the center of the mysterious series of murders Wednesday investigates. You might think a creature that nightmarish would be a full CGI job, and to an extent, you'd be right. However, while Hunter Doohan, who plays Tyler Galpin, is probably the name that springs to mind first when you think of Hyde, He's not the only one who brought the creature to life. Daniel Himshoot, a stuntman and double, has also shared how he helped animate the terrifying monster.
It all came about, and then suddenly I'm on stilts and crutches and playing this monster in the series, and it was awesome.
Doesn't seem quite as scary now in this new light, does it? Number 16. Hunter Doohan took a driving test for one scene.
If only there were a way for us to get off campus.
Remember when you took your driving test? Maybe you passed on the first try, or the second. Maybe your attempt count goes into the double digits. Now imagine having to take it again, just for a single scene. Scratch that, what if you had to take it for just a fraction of a scene?
I thought we were going on a date.
I thought this was a girls' night out. There's been a change of plans.
Okay, what's up with the weird matching hoodie scarf thingies?
Don't ask. Just drive.
In the episode where Wednesday lures Tyler and Enid to check out the Gates mansion, we briefly see Tyler pulling away from Nevermore. Well, as Hunter Doohan told 17, he had to take a driving test to make sure he wouldn't stall on their slightly unconventional journey. What would they have done if he'd failed?
They don't like actors to drive. I had to take a driving test to pull off in that one scene. Remember I drove 2 feet? I had to do a test to make sure I could handle that.
Number 15. Lady Gaga's VIP treatment. Netflix pulled out all the stops to announce one of the newest members of the Nevermore faculty. But for Lady Gaga, this performance was really just another, well, Wednesday. Ookie and kooky has basically been her brand since day one. It seems that Netflix didn't just go all out for Gaga at their Tudum event, but also on the set of Wednesday. According to Ortega, on the day the singer arrived, suddenly everything about the production stepped up.
And they had rolled out this walkway for her to exit from the trailer to the tents. I went to my tent to hang out, and they replaced my dirty tent with brand new tents. I had a barber's chair. They gave me fancy water. Everything. Wow. We really did it up for her, guys. We really wanted to impress her.
They'd really rolled out the red carpet for her. Or should we say black carpet? The star joked that without Gaga's presence, everything returned to normal pretty quickly.
The next day I went back to my dusty setup.
All right, Gaga's gone. Bring in the garbage.
Yeah. I wanted her to be on set even more, but part of it was because the water was really nice.
Number 14. The two lakes of the Poe Cup race. According to Joy Sunday, who plays Bianca Barclay, the entire cast had early call times to learn how to canoe, and racing was definitely encouraged. She described the experience as grueling. Still, all those hours of training paid off when it came time to film the Poe Cup race. In the series, the teams race along the Jericho River. Jericho, Vermont, where the series is set, is a real place. The Jericho River, though, not so much. Well, at least not here.
The final 2 teams are the Gold Bugs and the Black Cats.
The production used not one but 2 locations, Brănești Lake and Stârbai Lake near Bucharest.
This is the greatest moment of my entire life. Admit it, you kind of got into the whole school spirit thing.
You didn't tell me it was a dark, vengeful spirit.
In fact, most of season 1 was filmed in Romania, which brings us to our next point. Number 13. From Romania to Ireland.
First season 1 was in Romania, you shot it?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so where did you shoot this season?
Dublin, Ireland.
Oh, really?
Very
How long?
different.
Yes, for season 1, the Wednesday crew took off to Romania. The country's Gothic look was spot on for the show's dark and spooky style. Tim Burton even said it, quote, just weirdly fit into the Addams Family world.
I trust Enid has given you the old Nevermore welcome.
She's been smothering me with hospitality. I hope to return the favor. In her sleep.
If you're a superfan, you can find plenty of guides online to check out the filming spots like Cantacuzino Castle, which stood in for Nevermore's grounds. Then for season 2, it was announced that they'd be filming in Ireland, another place that captures the eerie feel of the series. Plus, Dublin-born Bram Stoker, the mastermind behind Dracula, which by the way is set in Romania, was apparently part of the inspiration too.
This is the first time you've ever willingly returned to a school. How does it feel?
Like returning to the scene of the crime. I already know where the bodies are buried.
Number 12. The Carrie-esque shoot needed multiple takes. Season 1, Episode 4 is perhaps best remembered for Wednesday's now viral dance, but there was another moment in that episode that kept the crew on their toes.
Guys, I was thinking that maybe this isn't such a good idea. I don't want my dad to get any blowback or anything, you know?
Dude, you're the whole reason we're even doing this. To get revenge on those freaks for nuking Crackstone's fountain.
Yeah, don't tell me you've got soft like Tyler.
Lucas and his friends seem to take some loose inspiration from the 1976 flick Carrie and use the sprinklers to rain red down on the students. While Wednesday is seemingly unnerved by this turn of events, the hair, makeup, and costume teams weren't having much fun off in the sidelines. You see, they'd been told this would just take one take, which of course it did not. They were on standby with backup wigs, but apparently fake blood takes quite a bit of cleaning to remove.
They couldn't even spring for real pig's blood. It's only paint.
Number 11, The Werewolf Boot Camp. Emma Myers does a phenomenal job playing Enid, and did you know she actually did a fair share of her own stunts? Think that's impressive? Well, what if we told you that she attended Werewolf Boot Camp along with her pack to truly get into character?
Where it was me and a couple other guys crawling around on the floor, growling at each other. That was weird, I'll never forget that.
Yes, that is a thing apparently, and it sounds like she really learned to unleash her inner beast. Turns out being a werewolf requires a lot of stamina and a high level of athleticism.
They asked me to come in and do, werewolf boot camp, and I was like, okay, what does this mean?
Boot camp.
And I walked, yeah, it's like...
Professionally, people do this.
Oh,
for a living.
They like...
Werewolf boot camp.
I've never done so much parkour in my life. It was me
I'm assuming.
running on the floor on all fours, leaping
Jumping
over things.
Although we have to say we definitely need to see Myers and company chasing after their instructors while they pretend to be sheep. We really hope that footage exists.
We had these stunt guys pretending to be sheep, and we would crawl around them in a circle.
Number 10, Jenna Ortega's gory audition. The actress was shooting another movie called X when she auditioned to play Wednesday Addams. She'd just finished filming a rather eventful scene when she hopped onto the Zoom call covered in fake blood and other stage makeup.
I'd rather stick needles in my eyes. I'd probably do that anyway.
Luckily for the actress, Tim Burton famously has a taste for the macabre, so when he saw her, he couldn't help but laugh. Reportedly, Burton reached out to the actress himself as he was very interested in her playing the iconic role, and has since said he, quote, can't imagine any other Wednesday. If you ask us, it sounds like an audition story that would make Wednesday herself very proud. You know, if she cared.
It's nothing personal.
No, it never is with you, is it? I mean, do you even care about anyone or anything at all, Wednesday?
Number 9, Tim Burton Easter eggs. Tim Burton was meant to direct the 1991 The Addams Family movie, but passed since he was filming Batman Returns at the time. Fortunately, the opportunity to revisit the altogether ooky family rolled around once again.
I prefer spooky.
Oh.
Burton's aesthetic is evident throughout the series, but production designer Mark Scruton also added some Easter eggs calling back to the director's previous works. Check out the back wall of the Weathervane Cafe and see how many nods you can spot.
I think the kid behind the counter has clocked me. Yeah.
Here, we'll get you started. That headless horseman gives us real Sleepy Hollow vibes. Also, composer Danny Elfman was supposedly influenced by original cartoonist Charles Addams' drawings and incorporated a harpsichord to connect the series to the 60s television series. Number 8. Why Nevermore's roof looks familiar.
Nevermore is like no other boarding school. It's a magical place.
As one Reddit user pointed out, Wednesday's new school Nevermore and her family's home share a similar aesthetic, and their roofs could almost be mirror images. This reflects Burton's style, which tends to dip into the Gothic and German Expressionism, among other art movements, so it's pretty handy that the Addams Family world lends itself perfectly to the Burton-esque style.
What the hell did you do to my room?
Dividing our room equally. Looks like a rainbow vomited on your side.
But apparently this was also a deliberate choice so that the school matched the show's famous look, while a few digital touches gave it a more modern edge. Meanwhile, hardcore Addams Family fans might have also noticed a bear in Principal Weem's office that calls back to one from the Addams home in the original television show.
Did you hear that, my little storm cloud? You're in excellent hands.
Number 7. Thora Birch was reportedly meant to play a key role. The actress, who you may know best as Danny Dennison from Hocus Pocus, was originally meant to play Wednesday's dorm mother and resident normie Tamara Novak. She reportedly filmed the bulk of her scenes before abruptly leaving due to a, quote, personal matter.
Ooh, stay for supper.
I'm not hungry.
However, based on an interview with Entertainment Tonight, it sounds like there could be more to the story. Rather than recast the role, the writers created a brand new character, Marilyn Thornhill, played by former Wednesday Addams Christina Ricci.
Oh, sorry about the mud. Wanted to make sure that Wednesday was settling in.
The actress shared that she, quote, was thrilled and really flattered by the offer. You know what they say, sometimes things have to fall apart to make way for an epic throwback, or something to that effect.
What oleander? One of nature's deadliest.
It also symbolizes destiny and renewal.
Number 6. A nod to Alfred Hitchcock. Burton wasn't the only master of the macabre on the Wednesday set. According to costume designer Colleen Atwood, her inspiration for Nevermore's principal, Larissa Weems, came from a poster of Tippi Hedren in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds.
Looks like another successful outreach day is upon us.
She approached Gwendolyn Christie with the image and told her, quote, "This is who I think you are." The actress loved it and said, quote, "It's the first time I've ever felt beautiful on screen."
Oh, don't be so modest. You always filled a room with your presence.
She definitely looks stunning, and the fact that she's a walking tribute to one of horror's most iconic movies is a bonus. Getting to emulate Melanie Daniels without the fear of being attacked by killer birds sounds like a pretty awesome experience.
Well, you see, I see opportunity. Maybe this is a chance to rewrite the wrongs.
Number 5. The symbolism of Nevermore's gargoyles. No Gothic building would be complete without some gargoyles to give us the creeps, but there's more to those who reside around Nevermore than meets the eye. When you first approach the building, the gargoyles hovering over the entrance represent the different cliques at the school.
I'm not interested in participating in tribal adolescent cliches.
Then use it to fuel your obviously bottomless pit of disdain. There are many flavors of outcasts here, but the 4 main cliques are fangs, furs, stoners, and scales.
But that's not all. Pay close attention to the grotesque statues throughout the film, as their expressions differ based on their angle or the scene's action. Talk about attention to detail. It kind of makes the gargoyles feel like additional characters, don't you think?
Don't worry, Edgar Allan. I see your sanctimonious smirk. But I will get the last laugh.
Also, as Scruton told Variety, the one scene in the quad contained nods to other Burton characters. Did you notice any?
I'm just trying to uncover the truth. And your art seems to have a recurring motif.
Number 4. Jenna Ortega didn't ask Christina Ricci for character notes. It's a huge challenge to bring a well-known character to life and still put a unique spin on her. So you might think that having a former Wednesday on set would be pretty helpful.
You two seemed as thick as thieves.
Ultimately, thieves turn on each other. I've seen it with my own eyes.
However, according to Ortega, she and Ricci didn't share notes since their two characters are, quote, very different people. The actress didn't want to copy her predecessor's performance, while Ricci seemingly wanted to give Ortega the space to make Wednesday her own.
I bet sometimes you wish it was still just the two of you.
Or less.
Although it is worth noting that Ricci's Wednesday was a child, while Ortega's is a teenager, so they were always going to be different to some extent. Still, we love both interpretations equally, and both are undeniable icons.
I'll survive alone. I always have.
Number 3. How Thing Got Around. You're probably thinking, well, that's obvious. It's the 21st century. Clearly, either they were using CGI or it's animatronic. Well, in both cases, you'd be wrong. Because this thing was played by Vitor Dorobantu, who had the famous hand built around his real one.
Did you really think my highly trained olfactory sense wouldn't pick up on the faint whiff of neroli and bergamot in your favorite hand lotion?
Behind-the-scenes photos show the actor in a blue suit crouching, laying, or standing in positions that look less than comfortable. In some shots, you can see him lying across a motorized platform that gives the illusion of the hand walking around.
Hid under tables, crouched behind Jenna Ortega, and even shot scenes underwater to make Thing come to life.
Incidentally, like Christopher Hart, who played Thing in the 90s, Dorobantu is also a magician. You've got to hand it to them. This is excellent casting. And Dorobantu really adds a magic touch.
It's a really hard process because you have to show emotions through a simple hand that doesn't have voice or subtitles.
Number 2. Jenna Ortega learned new skills for the role. Unlike previous Wednesdays, this one's picked up a few more hobbies besides torturing Pugsley.
Want to take a stab at being social?
I do like stabbing. The social part, not so much.
Ortega put in the hours to learn her character's favorite pastimes, including lessons in fencing, archery, and canoeing, and she took cello lessons 2 times a week. Also, if you want to learn more about fudge and colonialism in German, she's your gal.
Alle einen nehmen dazu, dass amselige Schüssel vorbereitet amerikanischen Geschichte auf Fress durchhalten. Übrigens, Fudge wurde erst 258 Jahre später erfunden. Hat jemand Interesse?
Needless to say, the hours she put in paid off as she masters the Rolling Stones Paint It Black beautifully, and her fencing skills are on point. Another way that this Wednesday stands out is that she rarely blinks. Apparently, Ortega filmed one take without blinking, and Burton liked it so much that he decided to make it a character trait.
She's like a silent movie actress in the sense where she's able to convey things without words. And to see the inner life and the subtleties was very exciting.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Perfection is never rushed. Apparently, Catherine Zeta-Jones would spend about 2.5 hours getting into her Morticia glam.
It's the perfect school for her.
Why? Because it was the perfect school for you. I have no interest in following in your footsteps, becoming captain of the fencing team, queen of the dark prom, president of the Seance Society.
I merely meant that finally you will be among peers who understand you.
George Bircha is the shortest live-action Lurch. Coming in at 6'6", rumor has it he wore lifts in his shoes.
Lurch, the crystal ball, please.
A new Netflix record. It outstreamed Stranger Things Season 4, becoming the biggest English-language series in a single week.
That boy's family was going to file attempted murder charges. How would that have looked on your record?
Terrible. Everyone would know I failed to get the job done.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Jenna Ortega choreographed that dance. In one of the series' most talked about moments, we see Wednesday hit the dance floor to Goo Goo Muck by the Cramps. But did you know that those killer moves were Jenna Ortega's creation? Really, if there was any dance style to personify Wednesday and her kooky family, this is it. The actress took inspiration from various influences, including Bob Fosse, Susie Sue, 80s goths in nightclubs, and more. Eagle-eyed Addams Family fans will even spot nods to the original Wednesday Lisa Loring's signature move. It almost feels like she channeled the entire Addams ancestry to come up with the perfect moves, and she had to perform the dance soon after contracting COVID.
I'd do it again.
I knew there's a reason I liked you.
What's got you most excited about Wednesday Season 2? Let us know in the comments.
I think contrition might be in order right now, Miss Addams, not hubris.
I'll never apologize for trying to uncover a truth.